Hey you guys, my name is Shell Bella. Excuse my appearance. I just got out the shower and I was laying in my bed and I've been thinking about doing this video for like weeks now, but just did not have enough courage to do so. So excuse me if I stumble or look down. I do have my thoughts written down on my TTC notebook. So that way I don't forget anything, which this is not a TTC video. It's a tubal reversal journey video because I can't conceive because I do have my tubes tied. So please bear with me. Like I said, my name is Shell. I'm 30 years old. I've been married for 10 years to my wonderful husband, Steven, and we have a total of 5 kids, 4 with me and him. Ages are 17, 14, 11, 11, and 8. Yeah, twins. If you haven't did the math yet, yes, it's twins. So, my story is, I had my last child in 2009, Aviani. She's about to be 8 years old. I got my tubes tied in 2012. And the reason being is that, me and my husband, I was a student, he was working, the financial market was up and down, the work market was up and down, and we did not think it was financially feasible to have another child. So I did make the faithful decision to be fixed, have my tubes tied. My tubal reversal is a little bit different because I hear some women coming on here and saying that they're having symptoms and side effects of having their tubes tied. In my situation, that is not the case. I want my tubes untied because I would like to expand my family. Me and my husband would like one more child, which I have a history of having multiple, so one more might be one more than we expect, which is fine with us. But let me not jump the gun, you guys. Like I said, I had my tubes tied in 2012. About a year later, I started experiencing what they call baby fever. I would see women with babies, and I would just think, I wish, or I remember those times, or I would, Aviani is like, she's a daddy's girl, mama's girl. She's just so spoiled rotten where she would let us rock and cradle her as big as she is. And it got to a point where she's like, Mom, you can't rock me anymore. I'm not a baby anymore. I'm a big girl. You have to treat me as such. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm still your mother. You will always be my baby. So, I was experiencing baby fever 2013, 2014, and I was a little bit unsure of how I was feeling because the feelings would come and go, and I was too afraid to go to my husband and say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. Are you experiencing the same? How do you feel? I just didn't want to bring something up that's gonna open up a can of worms or make either one of us feel like, hey, we excuse my language, and fucked up. We messed up. Which we kind of did because now we have to spend the money to undo something that we have done or what I've done. So one day we was getting our kids ready for school in the morning. It was kind of hectic. We woke up late. We was rushing. I forgot to dry the kids' uniforms, and it was just one thing after another, And me and my husband finally laid down in bed, and all the kids are gone. And I said, he said, this was a rough morning. I said, just to think, I want another one. And he kind of paused, I think he had to register what I was saying. And he said, huh? And I said, I would want one more. As chaotic the morning was, I still wanted another one. So he turned to me and he said, that wouldn't be a bad idea. And, we both got a light bulb moment, and I sat up in bed and I reached to my nightstand and I grabbed my book and I said, okay, well, this is what our options are. And at that time, we didn't know a tubal reversal was even an option. So I was basically spitting out IVF, in vitro fertilization. The problem with that, it wasn't IVF. I feel like this is not for everybody. And talking to my husband that day, kind of at that point, we thought it was an option. But as we did our research and we seen that it can range from 10,000, 15,000, you name it, it can range from it. And the fact that we would spit out tens and thousands of dollars and there wasn't a guarantee we get pregnant the first time around wasn't even an option. It wasn't an option. We just felt like it would be very selfish of the children that we already have to spit out that money to try to reproduce another one, knowing that it cannot happen. And another risk for us was I am susceptible to multiples. I've been, my twins were actually triplets. I lost one. And after that pregnancy, I got pregnant again with another set of twins. So doing in vitro, as everyone know, they don't just place one embryo in you to give you a better chance. You can request it, but that wasn't even an option because the price was just way too much. So this conversation was had in 2013 going into 2014. So for a couple of years, we just, for a whole year, we were just like, you know what? The situation's off the table. We made this decision to have my tubes tied, so we just have to live with this decision. One night I was laying in bed once again, scrolling on Facebook, and I came across this TTC group, and I heard someone say tubal reversal surgery, and just like once again another light bulb went off, and I sat up in bed, started doing my research. And if you haven't know, I do a lot of my thinking at night. I'm a night thinker. That's when just my wheels start spinning and stuff like that. And I got on my laptop and I typed in tubal reversal, and a whole bunch of doctors popped up. This was like a world I never even knew about. So I was reading some of the posts on Facebook, and I was hearing words like inches and how many centimeters and Hulk clips and burn and clip and tie, and it went from something this small to like huge. So I wrote one of the girls on the Facebook group, and I said, well, how do I know if I'm a candidate for this procedure? And she said, get your operative report. So apparently my doctor that tied my tubes, because I did have my tubes tied at 25. I had my first child at 16. I was very young. And I started off young. I started having kids young, so 25 was like the cutoff for me. And apparently the doctor who tied my tubes knew that this was something that I was going to regret, because he used the rings. He used the tubal reversal rings. When we had a discussion, my mom also has she's also fixed. My mom also has her tubes tied. So I've always heard of cut and burn. I never even knew of Hulk clips and, just bands. And I've never knew sterilization of that magnitude existed. So because I live in one state and my tubal ligation was done in another state, I sent my mom to that hospital. She got my operative report. My operative report was sent to me, and I just basically did my research. And I indeed was a candidate for tubal reversal surgery. But as I'm reading my operative report, I see my doctor in error put two rings on one tube, which basically takes the centimeters from, let's just say for an example, of being 8 to down to a 6. I don't know. I haven't had the tubal reversal yet. I'm just whatever. I'm just throwing it out there. So I went online. I did my research. I'm researching doctors now. This is like in 2015. I'm researching doctors and, going from thinking about in vitro, $12,000 to reversal. I contacted a couple of doctors. Some doctors say 7, some doctors say 6, some doctors say 5. It just all ranges from different things. But I wasn't researching a doctor based off of price. I was researching a doctor based off of accuracy, testimonies, how many months after did the woman get pregnant, did they experience any complications, was the doctor easy to reach, location. I would never choose put my life in someone's hand based off of financial, based off of money. I would never, ever, ever do that. Like, I don't care how much money you pay someone. If they don't have the equipment and the education needed to perform that surgery on you, that does not say you're going to come out safely. So in all this research, I came across Dr. Maurice in Morgan City, Louisiana. And I did my research on him. I researched him on YouTube. I researched him on Facebook, support groups. I mean, you name it. If it's out there with his name on it, I've read it. I just became, I wouldn't say obsessed with this doctor, but I just became interested in this doctor's mission. What is his mission? What is his goal? Is he in it for the money? Is he in it for self-preservation? Is he in it just because? And, talking to people, emailing people, and that have had surgery with Dr. Maurice was just, the things that they had to say was just, it was like speaking to the same person. Like, they all said the same thing. So I got in touch with Dr. Maurice's assistant, Margie. I think that's her name. Excuse me if I'm messing it up. Don't mean to do that. And I got in touch with her, and on a night like this, I'm pretty sure it was like a Sunday night, I emailed her my information. She called me back the next morning. I want to say it had to be like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. She called me back because I think there's a time difference from where they are and to where I am. And she said, hey, send me over your operative report. I emailed it over. I would say like an hour later, she got back in touch with me, gave me a figure, gave me a price, basically explained to me what my deposit would have to be, that I was a good candidate for the procedure and stuff like that. And they did give me an amount, but I'm not going to share that amount with you guys because it's not one size fits all. Your surgery could be different than mine. It could be cheaper than mine. It could be more than mine. Who knows? I know they go based off of if you had a C-section, how much scar tissue might be there, etc. So I don't want to give you a price and you say, hey, this is in my price range. Because I know watching a lot of YouTube channels, I would hear the person say the price and I'll say, oh, okay, I can afford this. And I would get in touch with the doctor and they say, okay, well, you had 2 C-sections. This price is not for you. And indeed, you have to pay more because of the scar tissue. But the thing about Dr. Maurice, I feel like a lot of other doctors go based off your body mass index, which he does too, but not everybody's the same. I spoken to one doctor that basically, I'm 5'3", I weigh about 170 pounds, and I spoke to doctors that was like, okay, well, you might need a little lipo, you might have fatty tissue in your stomach, you might need this, you might need that, and for anybody that know me, my stomach is the smallest thing on me. Like, I have no stomach, so the fact that he didn't base my surgery off of my body mass index, it was more or less my procedure that I had, how my tools was tied. He was the candidate, he was a doctor that I wanted to perform my surgery. Now, I already got the doctor of my choice out the way. Now came the financial part. And the fact that I can't go by myself. My husband have to go with me. He works, I work. We on 2 different time schedules. He work at night, I work during the day, or go to school during the day. So it was basically a juggle. And, I hear a lot of women on YouTube say tax season. Me using my taxes to pay to reproduce or have another baby was not an option for me because I use my taxes to do whatever my kids want to do. If they want to buy clothes, sneakers, go on vacation for the summer, whatever it may be, I was just not willing to use my tax money or my children's tax money for that matter because I do work to take care of my children and throw it down on the surgery. That wasn't an option for me. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. So currently my kids are with my mom for 3 months. They go to New York every summer. So things like paying for basketball practice or gymnastics practice or going food shopping every week or let's just say whatever they may need in the 3 months that they're out of school, 2.5 months that they're out of school, I don't have to do that. So what me and my husband decided to do is take that money, eat out less because when the kids are not here, we eat out all the time. Like every day we eat out. So what we decided to do is eat at home more and just take that money. And what I did was, excuse me, instead of putting that money in the bank, because let's just say if I had a bill to pay, I would just go straight to my bank account and let them pull it straight out of my bank account. What I did is I went to Walmart and I bought a water jug, one of those big water jugs that you see in the doctor's office, and I glued the top to it, and let's just say if I say, hey, like, okay, tonight I had shrimp fried rice. So what I do is I know how much shrimp fried rice costs at the Chinese food restaurant that we eat. So I took that money and I put it in my jug. I wanted cheesecake. Okay, I went to the supermarket. I usually like Red Lobster cheesecake. And sorry, my low battery just came on. I usually like Red Lobster cheesecake. So what I did was I went to my local supermarket and I said, okay, I'm not gonna get Red Lobster cheesecake. Red Lobster cheesecake for one slice is like $6. Okay, I could probably get like a little slice at Walmart and say, okay, well, you know what? And I put that in my jug. So I have like my little methods of saving, and you know, the way me and my husband's pay is set up. But what I basically did was I picked days that, okay, he gets paid this day, he'll put money into the savings for, I call it the baby savings, and then I'll take money and put it in the baby savings. Or like usually I get my nails done every 2 weeks. These are indeed my nails, but this one broke. So instead of me going and getting my nail fixed, okay, well, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. If me and my husband do decide to go out on a dinner or a dinner date, or his company hold a little, you know, something going on, I'll go get it fixed. Other than that, I'm not gonna go get it fixed. I take that money and I put it into the baby fund. So, I mean, we just came up with our little methods, and based off of the results of the money that we're saving, we're now in June 4th. I'll be having my surgery done, God willing. Everything stay on track, nothing goes wrong, fingers crossed. I'll be having my surgery July 28th. Before I wrap this up, because I've been like rambling on and on and on, I want to thank every woman, or I don't want to sound sexist, but I want to thank everyone that has posted TTC journey videos or tubal reversal videos, because you guys gave me that courage to say, well, you know what, it is possible, every time I thought it was not possible. Especially I want to thank Keosha Morton, you my girl. She's like, I'm telling you, when I tell you, I look up to her, no matter what she's going through. I mean, she's on it. She's on the money. And I want to thank the Tubal Reversal Mom. Congratulations on your new bundle of joy that's on its way. You deserve it, honey. You've been going through a lot. And my prayers go out to you. Good luck in anything or everything you want to achieve. And, you know, let's just hope for a healthy, happy baby. And I'll be tuning into that video of when you discuss what you're going to be having. I have not discussed with my kids that I will. My oldest daughter does know that I want to have my tubes untied, but I have not discussed when this procedure will occur, because I kind of want to keep it a secret. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. I don't want to get my hopes up. Sometimes when people are looking at you to achieve something, when that does not happen, it's just more disappointing than you just knowing on your own. And then in fact, I'm having my surgery done. I picked the date that I picked because I want to have my surgery done before my kids come back. That way I'll be at 100% again. I don't want to be here, and I don't want my kids to see me, you know, hunched over or in pain or anything like that. I want to keep them as far away from the hurt or the disappointment as possible. That's what I want to do. Me and my husband have decided that this is something that we was going to keep away from everyone. I mean, of course, you guys would know, my mom really doesn't watch YouTube that often, so I doubt that she would even find out until it occurs. My mom is my best friend, so I know any decision that I make, she will be there to back me up 100%. Like, my mom is my best friend. That's like my rada, you know. But thank you guys for listening to me, and if you have not pressed that subscribe button, please press that button and follow me on my journey. You guys are my strength. You guys are my hope when I don't have any. You guys are my voice of reason when I just feel like there's no reason to continue. So please press that button and follow me. God bless you all. Thank you. Shell Bella out.